Time for our starting lineups, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Carr, Van Lith, Jones, Liz Dixon, and Olivia Cochran, who is a force inside for Louisville. Here's the starting lineup, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer for the Duke Blue Devils and Kara Lawson. We told you about Taylor and her scoring abilities, and we'll see if Duke can continue their incredible early season play. The Blue Devils are 12-1 this season and 6-0 at home, and the only opening tip, they're in the white. Louisville in the traveling black. Blue Devils 2-0 in conference play, all the way to the rim, and the tight miss there. It's a great drive to free herself up by Richardson, couldn't complete it.
Yeah, I like the ball rotation. They broke down the defense just a little bit too hard off the rim, but a good move and a good take.
This is Cochran, thought about the mid-range, into the paint, forces her way, tried to get it back and did to preserve the possession.
I like the mobility of Cochran as Morgan Jones and Alira Lopes into the end zone right there and gets the easy two.
So Louisville on the board first. Straightaway three, side rim on the jumper by Balogun. Van Lith driving from the wing, past three defenders, does not get the bounce. Balogun pulls it in.
You see immediately what Louisville is going to try and do. They're going to try and penetrate the lane every single time and get in there and try to get easy scores, those high percentage shots around the rim.
On Thursday, Duke with the upset win against number 6 NC State, which had won 18 games in a row at home against ACC opponents. That streak snapped by the Blue Devils. Shot clock down to 6. Richardson turnaround. Kennedy Brown kept it alive. Miss on the three-pointer by Day Wilson. Excellent
rebound there by Morgan Jones, pushing in transition. Gets it up to Liv Cochran, who doesn't complete the first play at the rim, but kicks it back out to Van Lith for the three. Pops in and out.
Couple of great-looking chances there for Louisville, inside and outside, and couldn't convert. Entry pass, Balogun in a congested area, over the shoulder. Van Lith tipped it. Brown has it on the baseline. Trying to create a little space. Day Wilson, Rookie of the Year of the ACC from a season ago. Some fancy dribbles and a foul is called. All right, Tabitha. Time for today's forward keys to the game for the Cards and the Blue Devils.
Well, for Louisville, is no live ball turnovers. We talked to Coach Walls yesterday. He let us know that his team, he doesn't want him to have those live ball turnovers, but he needs them to be able to throw the ball out of bounds if you get stuck, instead of allowing Duke to leak out in transition. And for Duke, it's defensive rebounds into transition. They like to be disruptive on the defensive end, leak out, get those steals, and try to get an easy two at the other end.
That'll be an offensive foul against the driving Reagan Richardson for Duke, and she might have tweaked the ankle a little. It's a forceful drive from Richardson. She is in some discomfort, favoring the right ankle.
Yeah, she's needing help to get to the, oh yeah, right there. So as she gets helped off, that left ankle right there just steps on the Louisville defender as she's driving to the basket. She's in a bit of pain.
Being helped by her teammates toward that Duke bench area. Now the training and medical staff to assess the situation. She did pick up a personal foul in the process as well.
And Richardson's a player who we talked to Coach Lawson not too long ago, and she let us know that that's a player who she wants to try to get going early on. She's a good defender, good offensively, so they need her to get going. Hopefully they'll see her again today after she gets that ankle taped up a little bit more.
Good contributions from Richardson on Thursday against NC State with 9 points and 4 rebounds in Raleigh. Shot clock down to 10 for Louisville. Jones around the edge, steps around the defender too strong, and then Dixon tried to scoop it up and in and couldn't do it.
Almost seems like they need to settle down a little bit. The layup's a little too hard off the backboard by both Jones and Cochran on the putback, or Dixon, excuse me, on that one.
Day Wilson with the kick. That's Taylor. Comes up short. And Van Lith wants to run. She'll wait for reinforcements. 2-0. 6:30 to go in our first quarter. Cardinals coming off a home win against Syracuse on Thursday, deep into the shot clock once again. Baseline jumper, that rattles out. Morgan Jones, follow, Cochran.
Olivia Cochran, just the strength on this young lady is so impressive. Right here, Jones takes the one dribble pull up, rattles around the rim, doesn't get to go, but right there's Cochran with the rebound in the and one. Just so strong over two of Duke's defenders. Has a chance at the line to complete the three-point play.
The junior from Columbus, Georgia, 15 points, a season high in the home win at KFC Yum Center on Thursday against the Orange. They'll be in action later tonight against NC State. We'll talk about that game coming up a little bit later this evening on your regional sports network. Balagoon gave it off. Jumper good. That's an easy one from Oliver.
Nice pull-up, Jay, in transition. She saw that she was open, said, let me just do this one dribble. Don't go in there with the taller players. Knocked it down, nothing but net.
Oliver in her second year in the program, the transfer from Baylor. Missed all of last season with the Achilles injury. Appears to be back to full strength. Stepping on the sideline, ball back to the Blue Devils.
And that's what Duke loves to do. They're very disruptive on the defensive end. As we see Coach Kara Lawson, who's in her third season as the Blue Devils head coach. Record at Duke, 32-15, 68% record. And one of the best players we've seen in the women's game, played at Tennessee back in 03.
Although she is 0-2 as the head coach of Duke against Louisville, trying to rectify that this afternoon. And she made no mistake about it in our conversation with her prior to the game. If you're not playing defense for me and you're wearing a white and blue uniform, you're coming out of the game.
That's right.
Second chance inside Balagoon.
Celeste Taylor trying to pick up where she left off versus NC State. That one went down and out, but Balagoon was right there to clean it up.
The teams are a combined 4 for 18 so far, trying to find the range. On this New Year's Day, 7 games on the ACC women's slate today. Van Lith, Cochran trying to collaborate. Not a clean catch. Shot clock down to 3. And Cochran scoops it off the backboard.
Man, Olivia Cochran. I mean, she's just so athletic, has a big body, but they tried to get her stuck and trapped. She said, let me put this on the floor. Took Brown straight to the basket with a reverse layup.
She's got 5 of the 7 Louisville points, and Cochran averages almost 10 per game, 9.5, and 7.3 rebounds to lead the team. Taylor looking for some space. Day Wilson launches that 3 ball.
So quick. Liv Cochran was right there in her face, gave her a bit too much space. And right there, Day Wilson just one dribble and with the quick release knocks it down.
Yeah, Day Wilson averaged almost 13 points a game last year as the ACC Freshman of the Year. Scoring is down, but her defensive intensity is up, according to Kara Lawson. How about Cochran with this move along the baseline?
I mean, the reverse layup on Brown. She gets it to go. They tried to trap her, and on the other end, Cheyenne Day Wilson lights it up from beyond the arc. We're all tied, folks. More first quarter action coming up after this.
Duke and Louisville. They're only meeting this season. Head coach Kara Lawson in her third year, talking about the defensive intensity, and look at the difference last year to this year on the defensive end, Tabitha.
Yeah, it was an anomaly to us where the big leap came in at. So we asked Coach Lawson, like, what was the difference between last season and this season? And in addition to the work that they did in the offseason, she said, we're deeper and more athletic. They recruited and got players in here who could defend and who wanted to defend. And she also told us, Tom, that they added some size to their roster. So size, speed, and some depth. And then she also brought in their defensive specialist, Karen Lang, who runs their defense. She came from the University of Georgia. So she's here for their first season. But just to add to what you said earlier, if you don't play hard, you're going to go sit down. So Coach Lawson also telling us that she's stubborn in what she allows them and not allows them to do. And she's not going to allow them not to play hard.
You saw those numbers. Number 1 in scoring defense in the conference, 3rd in the nation, and number 1 in field goal defensive percentage, and 4th in the nation in that regard. There you go. I mean, they're getting it done at the defensive end, and that's why they're 12-1 on the season. And their only loss was late November against then number 3 UConn, 70-58 in Portland, Oregon. And that's it. The rest, all victories, including Thursday at NC State.
And that's late November, so that's early in the season, the first month of the season. So most teams still looking for some chemistry, especially when you have transfers and newcomers. 8 newcomers on this Duke squad.
Blue Devils working on a 7-game winning streak and a 12-1 record, their best start since the 16-17 season. Taken down by Carr on the run. Tried to hand it off to Van Lith. It was knocked away. Oliver, one defender to get by, and she does it.
Oliver was so smart in her patience right there. She slowed down because she knew she had a taller, more athletic Morgan Jones on her, and she just kind of hesitated and switched hands and got the defender to stay on the left side, and she went to her right.
So Duke had started the game 0-6 from the floor. They're now 4 of their last 5 and on a 9-2 run to take the 9-7 lead. Jones around the edge. Too strong off the backboard. Kept alive by Harris. Traveling violation.
And Jordan Oliver, she gets the steal right here. Does an excellent job of picking the pockets of the Cardinals and just switches from the left to the right side so that Morgan Jones can't get it and block it.
So Oliver's got 4 points. She is already above her season average of 3.8 per game for the redshirt junior from Prosper, Texas. Taylor, after 23 points on Thursday in Raleigh, to the basket. A little too tight, knocked away.
Yeah, she was a little bit under the rim, but you see what she can do. If you're going to take away that shot, she's just going to drive it to the basket.
Taylor, tight defense on Carr, not allowing her to get the shot away.
And Taylor is Duke's best lockdown defender. Kara Lawson telling us earlier that a lot of the defensive efforts don't show up on the stat sheet for Lawson, for Taylor, excuse me.
That ball was kicked. It's going to stay with Louisville. Jeff Walz in his 16th season, 425 wins, amid 4 Final Fours, 2 national championship games, and the 2018 ACC Coach of the Year. He's done just about everything you can do in the women's game. Still looking for that final prize, though. Went to the Final Four last year. Lost in the national semifinals to the eventual champion South Carolina, 72-59 in Minneapolis.
They'll really put this program on the map as Morgan Jones's jumper doesn't go in. Made the Cardinals a home name where everybody recognizes and realizes this is a team that we've got to come to play every night.
Turnaround is good. Heidi. Now the run's up to 11-2. Nia Heidi, the graduate student from Austin, Texas, into the box score.
And in the only loss of the season, Heidi had 5 rebounds versus UConn Huskies. So she can really get after at the boards. Was a shot blocking prowess at Tulane before coming here.
Louisville gets the bucket on the other end from the driving Harris. Her first basket of the game for Nyla Harris. Yeah, Heidi brings experience to the floor as well. 42 in white, her 132nd career collegiate game. Day Wilson driving and earning free throws.
Day Wilson really got up on that one. Well, we'll take it back to Heidi right here, who just sizes up the defender. One dribble, turns around and just shoots over the taller player. Had too much space. Easy 2.
She's got the size at 6'3". Seen action in every game this season. And now Cheyenne Day Wilson. Sophomore from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at the free throw line, 79% of the season.
I asked Coach Lawson earlier, you know, where do you want to see this player grow some more? She grew so much. She was the freshman of the year last season in the ACC. And Coach Lawson just so impressed with how much more growth this player has gotten to this season. She's just a sophomore, 19 years old. But she listens, she takes constructive criticism. She's a gym rat, loves to watch film. Still getting better.
She comes out of the lineup with 5 points. Steele on the pressure, and the layup is good. Oliver took it in. 6 points for her.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you see on display. Duke, the #1 scoring defense and field goal defense in the ACC, nationally ranked, and you see why. They get in those passing lanes, like to get steals.
They tried to get it low to Van Lith. De Jesus was the closest defender for Duke.
And Duke putting the press on the Cardinals right here just traps them, and they throw it away, and Oliver right there leaks into the passing lane, gets the easy two, and that's what they like to do. Be disruptive defensively, cause you to turn the ball over so they can leak out and get those easy layups.
15-9 Blue Devils. Final 30 seconds of our first quarter. Cochran on the block.
Cochran looking at the ref like she thinks it's a foul.
Steele. And a clear path to the rim. And the layup. Russell has it for Louisville. First basket.
Both teams pride themselves on being disruptive, creating havoc defensively, getting in passing lanes, and turning them into layups.
Three-pointer rattles home. Ashlyn Jackson for the Blue Devils right at the end of the quarter.
So much depth on this Blue Devil team. Anybody can come in and score at any given moment.
The freshman Jackson out of the corner. 39% of the season from three. And this one rattles home.
Jackson right here lights it up, has too much space. Nothing but net right at the end of the shot clock. 11:18, end of the first quarter.
Brought to you by John Foy and Associates, the Strong Arm. And by the Fresh Market, voted #1 best supermarket in America. January 1st is a sensational day in Durham, North Carolina. The Blue Devils close the quarter shooting 6 of 8, and they've got a 7-point lead against the visiting Louisville Cardinals. In fact, Duke was able to build a halftime lead against NC State on Thursday by 12, and they made it stand up with a 72-58 win. Happy holidays. Check out the lid in that Duke Band area.
What's under there?
And we'll have to investigate that. How about Jordan Oliver? Now, she averages less than 4 points per game, big in the first quarter.
She's been making it or getting it done with her defense right here. Both of those two that you just saw, she picked the pockets of the Cardinals. And right there, just so smart over Morgan Jones, the taller player. She's just getting steals and leaking out and converting them to easy layups underneath the rim.
Great comeback story after the Achilles injury from a season ago. She hasn't missed. The rest of the team 4 of 13, and Duke as a team in that first quarter 44% from the floor, and they held Louisville to 33% shooting. These are two of the better shooting teams. Louisville with the basketball averages 47% per game. That is second best in the ACC. Entry to Cochran is knocked away. And the 6th turnover.
Yeah, another steal by the Blue Devils.
And then the drive from Jackson could result in free throws.
And this is where the Cardinals have to say, okay, you got to fake a pass to make a pass. And these are the live ball turnovers that Cardinal head coach Jeff Walz was telling me about yesterday. They can't have those because this is what happens. They get converted into points at the other end, into fouls. You stop the clock and allow them to build their lead with no time running off.
A couple of free throws from Ashlyn Jackson, who had only attempted 10 free throws all season. And now she's up to 5 points. So offensive production from perhaps some unlikely sources there in Oliver and Jackson.
Well, earlier in the season, there was, a few players who didn't start on this Blue Devil team who start now. So the roster has kind of changed. The lineups changed as that 3 rims in and out for Williams. But that's the depth that Coach Lawson was telling us about. If you're not going to play hard, well, she's got somebody who can play hard on the bench because she's got a whole other starting 5 who can get out there and make it happen.
Louisville's a good three-point shooting team as well. They're 3rd in the ACC. They're trailing by 9. Has a lot to do with the defensive intensity of Duke. It looked like Oliver reaching over the top, and it was, according to my Forsberg. First on Oliver. They're right on track again.
And Duke's bench averages almost as much as the starters average. They're both around 30 to 32 points a game. So to let you know right there, if there's somebody not performing in that starting five, well, they're going to get subbed out because Kara Lawson is not going to not allow you to play hard when you're out there.
So the ice has been applied to the ankle of Reagan Richardson. She had an awkward step on a drive early in the first quarter. Underneath, it's an easy bucket, Balagoon.
Balagoon finishes, but made the nice cut first to get open. Elude the defense.
Almost a steal. Jones got it back. Another near steal. Now, who is that off of? It's off of, well, initially it was off of the Cards, but I'm going to wait to see who they give the basketball to.
And Louisville's got to settle in just a little bit. They've got to be able to handle Duke's press and pressure. Right here, Morgan Jones tosses it, almost gets it intercepted. It looks like De Jesus might have initially tipped it, but the ref was right there to see the call off on the Cardinals.
And it is Duke ball. 10 points off of turnovers in the first half for the Blue Devils. It was Cochran who took a spill as Jackson made the move. Second foul on Cochran with 8.5 to go in the second quarter.
Cochran trying to help on defense and hedge. Picks up her second foul. Didn't quite get to the baseline to cut it off.
My Forsberg, joined by Jeffrey Smith and Bruce Morris, our officiating crew. Cochran to the bench. Their team trailing by 11. Dixon pulls it down.
Good help side defense there. Mikasa Robinson came over and cut off the baseline. Affected that shot. It was a double team between her and Dixon.
You can see how effective the Cards have been in their last 3 games. Not so far today, but again, they're playing against the top defensive team in the ACC.
Smart. That was a smart decision. She wanted to get it to Haley Van Lith, who cut to the right instead of going to the wrist. So Carr just pulled up and took the shot herself.
First basket of the game for Carr. Last season, the teams played in Louisville, a win for the Cards, 77-65. Haven't played here since 2020. Louisville won that one, 73-49 in commanding fashion. That was the year that Duke only played 4 games and then because of COVID considerations had to shut down the season. Day Wilson will come back into the game. De Jesus comes out of the Lawson lineup. We thank you for spending New Year's Day with us here in Durham, North Carolina. Tom Wormy, Tabitha Turner, and our outstanding ACC women's basketball production crew, Van Lith, able to grab that one.
Balagoon a little short as the shot clock was winding down. It's a smart move with the one dribble jumper to the baseline, but just need a little more lift underneath.
Van Lith, nowhere to go in the paint. Safety valve Robinson. Shot clock inside of 10. Van Lith, the left-hander with a 3 halfway down.
Duke's so good at recovering. I mean, they were just, the ball was being wrapped around, passed around, supposed to break down the defense, but they recovered so well. Didn't offer Louisville any shot.
Balagoon lost the handle, but it was off of Louisville. So Van Lith, over 20 points per game. And she is 0 for 3 from the floor so far.
She has to get herself started with her defense, and she's got enough swag and experience to know how to get herself started.
Shot clock winding down for Taylor. Tries to shoot over Van Lith. Box out from Dixon. Look out, collision. Taylor went down for Duke. Got it back.
Such a smart defender.
Day Wilson trying to get it to Brown. Back out to Balagoon. 3-second violation.
Excellent defense. Celeste Taylor talking to the refs saying, what about the foul? But the defense by the Cardinals right there to get the 3-second call. Just excellent, forcing the Blue Devils into a turnover. But right here, they've got to be able to handle the pressure from the press, break the press, and get set up in their offense.
Just the third turnover of the half for the Blue Devils. Trying to break that pressure. Carr with a little floater. Tried to chase her own miss, and that went off of Day Wilson. It'll stay at this end of the floor.
Again, I'm not mad at the shot by Carr because it was 2-on-2, but there were more Duke defenders in line sight or eyesight than there were Cardinals, which means if you miss that shot, you don't have any rebounders to help. So the quick shots, maybe they need to pull back and get set up in their offense, get something going.
Kristlyn Carr with the basketball, playing for her third program, Texas Tech, and a year at Syracuse as well. Van Lith on the drive, and a whistle stops play.
Now notice Van Lith, scoreless tonight, averages just over 20 points a game, which we just saw. But look what she just did. She took the ball to the rim, tried to create the contact and get a foul, but she's trying to get herself in rhythm and get going offensively.
Only 5 total free throws between the teams and not a miss. Duke 4 for 4. Louisville 1 for 1, missed by Cochran. Back to the Blue Devils. Balogun. Out of the double to Taylor. All net ripping ropes for the Blue Devils.
That's way too much space. Hailey Van Lith got out there, but didn't close the gap. Celeste Taylor just kind of hesitated and put it up there. Nothing but net.
First basket of the game for Taylor, and 17th three of the season, and Louisville has the answer at the other end.
I think that just kind of made Hailey Van Lith upset. She said, you can do it, I can do it too.
First points for Van Lith as well. And a timeout on the court. So the lead is 10.
Celeste Taylor trying to pick up where she left off the other night in the big win against NC State. Too much space, Van Lith gives her, knocks that one and drills it from beyond the arc, but on the other end, immediately Van Lith puts up a 3 herself, pulls Louisville within 10.
Devils by 10. They've led by as many as 12 in this first half. Just over 5 minutes to go in our second quarter, and the defensive intensity from the Blue Devils continues as it has all season long. They have limited Louisville to 33% from the floor so far for Coach Lawson.
I mean, they've limited every competitor or opponent they've played this season to below their season averages, so they are for real. And it's been because of these reasons right here. Jordan Oliver just picking the pockets of the Cardinals. Got 6 points off steals, just leaking out and getting to the rim in the press. And on the other side, Jackson has been fantastic as well. But for the Cardinals, Hailey Van Lith trying to get something going offensively, just knocked down her first shot of the game. But Oliver just defensively getting things going for the Blue Devils, a big reason why they've got this 10-point lead.
Duke has turned Louisville over 9 times. Coach Wall's team does not have an assist on 7 field goals with 5:22 to go in our second quarter.
And meanwhile, Duke has 5 assists. So they're constantly looking for each other, but that's also the transition buckets where they're leaking out in transition and pushing it up the floor to the open player.
Cards working on a 6-game winning streak as they come to Durham on a Sunday afternoon to start the new year. Day Wilson on the handle for the Blue Devils. And that was Carr. Just a little bit of contact is enough to warrant a whistle.
Carr has to be able to move her feet out there. Liz Dixon came with the help side hedge, did an excellent job cutting off the top foot, but Carr unable to recover without the foul.
Inside Balogun.
Balogun was the second leading scorer from that NC State game. The other big reason after Celeste Taylor for that upset the other night.
She didn't miss a shot either. She was 6 for 6 from the floor. She's got 6 points this afternoon and another rebound for Balogun, who has worn the colors of Louisville and Georgia Tech prior to coming to Duke. Second year in the program for Balogun.
She's an ACC All-Star.
Balagoon. Shot clock at 6. Pull up.
A little bit hard off the backboard for Balagoon. Saying to the ref, I got fouled. Hit on the arm.
Robinson. Offensive foul on the play.
And I think the ref is saying that the screener was moving at the same time. Mikasa Robinson is trying to get an explanation so that it doesn't happen again.
Second foul on Robinson in the 10th turnover of the first half for Louisville.
And Robinson is one of the best defenders for Louisville. Big reason why they've had so much success in the last few seasons.
Yeah, the Cards did turn it over in the win against Syracuse. They had 18 turnovers in that game. Brown scoops it up and cleans up the mess.
Brown's such a mobile post. Just excellent footwork. Good size. Gets on the floor and saves the possession for Duke.
Contact, collision, and foul. Once again, it's on the Cards. That'll be Carr this time. So Carr, Robinson, and Cochran all with 2 personal fouls.
And right here, you see the take by Cheyenne Davis. She loses it. Brown, right place, right time, because she had Dixon on her backside and was ready to either receive a pass or rebound.
Kennedy Brown got to double digits in the win at NC State with 10 points and 5 boards. Transfer from Oregon State. 6'6" from Derby, Kansas. 21 in white. Trying to establish position. Carr. Van Lith. Wants it right back. That was Brown defending Williams. Foul against the Blue Devils and Brown. Her first. So Balagoon on the right, Liz Dixon on the left. They were teammates at Georgia Tech. Also produced by outstanding broadcast partner, Tabitha Turner, wearing the Yellow Jackets colors. Back in the day, as we like to say, right, Tabitha?
Way back in the day. Van Lith gets the layup to go over the defender, the taller defender. Seems like she's got herself going in this one so far.
Brown got to the miss and got fouled.
And Haley Van Lith just takes Celeste Taylor one-on-one, absorbs the contact, leans into her, but keeps her eyes up. Upper body strength on point. She gets the tough layup to go.
Taya Coruscant has come into the game as well with Brown on the free throw line. Coruscant, number 5 in white. Grad student, Bothwell, Washington. She's another one of those players with an amazing number of games played. Like, she's playing in her 130th college game. Now, granted, there are certain circumstances recently that warrant such numbers, but wow, that is a lot of basketball.
It's a lot of basketball, and it shows that she's got the experience. Added some depth to this team, this roster for the Blue Devils.
Louisville lost in the quarterfinals of the tournament last year. Van Lith and her teammates lost to Miami in Greensboro, but turned it around to the NCAA tournament, getting to the Final Four, and now Van Lith has 6 points.
Van Lith missed her first few shots of the game, but she's knocked down her last 3 opportunities at the rim.
3 of 7 in total for Van Lith. Taylor misses. Robinson aggressively on the boards. And you will hardly ever see that kind of play from Haley Van Lith. Miscommunication with her teammate.
I think it was the dark jersey of the referee's uniform that got her a little confused. But her teammate was running by the referee at the time, so a little miscommunication there. Probably mistook the referee as her teammate.
Inside of 2 minutes to go in the first half in our second quarter. Inside historic Cameron Indoor Stadium, opened up back in 1940. First year of the Duke program on the women's side back in the mid-70s, 75, 76, and they have given it right back to Louisville. Just the 4th turnover of the game for the Blue Devils. Just a special feel when you walk in this building, Tabitha.
Used to play here way back in the day, like we talked about. Looks the same, but yes, history, memories, all made in this very floor.
You're going to make me cry. Stop.
It's a new year, Tom.
I know.
Be vulnerable.
New things on the horizon. And you know that the ACC is just going to be awesome in conference play. Van Lith trying to get to the rim. I ran into Jeff Walls on the court prior to the game, and he had a response about what happened on Thursday. With all the upsets that we saw, we witnessed one of them with Florida State going to North Carolina and winning. His team won at Syracuse, but Clemson beat Virginia Tech, and this Duke team beat NC State.
I mean, the ACC is such a tough place to play as Hailey Van Lith, again, takes it right to the rack, and I think she found the answer of how to get herself going. She's got to be aggressive to the rack, work herself from the inside out, and get her game going.
How about the last 8 points for Louisville for Van Lith? 4 of 8 from the floor now. After that slow start that you referenced, Tabitha. Turnaround Brown, too strong.
In and out for Mia Heide. But a good post move.
That's my teammate picking me up right there. So 42 in for 41 on
that
the Duke
tough,
side.
Right there. That's a little tough.
Yep. Three-pointer Carr to match the jersey number.
And that's why Jeff Walls allowed Kristalyn Carr to play through her mistakes, play through the fouls, play through the turnovers, because she can score. And she also is one of the PGs for the Cardinals.
5 points for Carr. That rolls out of bounds and will stay at this end. Robinson, 2-time all-defensive team in the ACC. And Kristalyn Carr, 39 threes this season to lead the Cards.
Nice job by Hailey Van Lith drawing in the 2 defenders. They come to her, and she sees that she's got an open teammate, leaks it out with the left hand, and Carr just drains it.
A 9-1 run by Louisville, closing the gap to 6 points, 18 seconds to go. There's less than a second difference between shot and game. Okay, Wilson trying to work off a Heide screen. Now Oliver may have been deflected. Balagoon, side rim, second effort. She drops it in right in front of the horn once again.
I think Balagoon wanted to pad her stats and get an extra offensive rebound on that one. The first one a little too soft at the rim, but she gets her own rebound, puts it back in right at the buzzer.
How about 8 points and 8 rebounds to lead the way for Duke in the first half? Balagoon.
Jordan Oliver airballs it. Balagoon right there. She says, no, I want another offensive rebound. Puts it back up right before the clock expires and puts Duke up at the half by 8.
An entertaining first half. Took these teams a little bit to get in rhythm on New Year's Day. But once they did, starting to put on a show. 8-point difference at halftime. More coming up from Cameron Indoor Stadium right after this. 45th year in the ACC for the Blue Devils. 51st year of the program, and they're approaching 1,000 all-time wins. They have 991 here in Durham. Second half, third quarter, Tom Werman, Tabitha Turner, and our outstanding ACC women's basketball production crew with you from Durham. Balagoon, leading scorer in the first half, leading rebounder as well, Tabitha.